My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman or God, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, to all the sages and saints of this world, and to each of you divine soul watching today's satsang. So today we will be studying Sutra number 39 from the Vibhuti Pad of the Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali Maharaj. Commentary by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Vibhuti Pad, Sutra number 39. It is Udana Jayat Jala Panka Kantaka Adishu Asanga Utkratischa. Again, Udana Jayata Jala Panka Kantaka Adishu Asanga Utkrantischa. Again, this means by conquering Udana. Udana, through the practice of deep meditation, samyama, a yogi is not affected by water, mud, thorns, etc., and he attains an upward movement after his death. So these siddhis, these vibhutis, this is why it's called the Vibhuti Path. Vibhuti means glories of your tapasya, your penance, your sadhana, and then all these vibhutis are the end result. But in this particular sutra, Sage Patanjali is saying we are able to conquer the prana, udana vayu. So prana is the mystic energy, and then it has different aspects which we will cover. So here he is saying, Sage is guiding us that prana is the mystic energy that sustains life, prana shakti. So when we breathe air, we get an oxygen, but then it's the prana that sustains our life. According to different functions, it is described as 5 aspects. There are 5 general key aspects: prana, apana, samana, vyana, and udana. Again, each of them has different functions, but in this sutra, udana is part of the throat center. It is the vital force that gives buoyancy to the body also, and it operates from the throat and moves upward to the crown of the head. So these, as we advance in the Kundalini chakras, basically these are fairly high chakras: Udana, Agya, and Sahasrara chakra. So it basically goes up, and it plays a great part in dream, sleep, and after death experiences. So of whatever pain and pleasure we experience, even the dreams that we experience are triggered through the Udana chakra. And this is the same chakra that separates the astral body from the physical body when we physically depart, when we die, and then the astral body leaves the physical body. Udana chakra is responsible in that instance. So by mastering Udana through intense samyama on the Vishuddhi chakra, so in this case, instead of in the previous sutras we were focusing on the heart chakra, here we are focusing on the Vishuddhi chakra. So the throat center. A yogi then sees his physical body as a projection of his astral body. So just like the astral body, which is not visible, the physical is. So he is able to see it the same way. He can then render his physical body so light, just like the astral inside, and buoyant that he can walk on water, remain untouched by mud, and pass through thorny thickets unharmed, which means the physical body becomes just like the astral body. This is what some of you may have seen Jesus walk on water, for example, and those kind of siddhis. This is what Sage Patanjali is guiding us, and many yogis are still able to do that. But again, the intent is not to display, to make money, or to advertise. These are holy energies, and only for the deserving souls, not for the greedy. So after death, the yoga follows the northern path of the enlightened soul. So once the true yogi is working on this, he will continue to follow the Uttarayana Marg, is what it's called in the Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures, that the enlightened soul continues to move onwards after securing these powers. powers. Again, these powers are milestones to show your progress, not for us to get stuck in these things. But these are very deep. Hanumanji, for example, had these Ashtasiddhi Navanidhi. He could become light or heavy or big, and then he used these powers for the good of Lord Rama, the good of humanity. Therefore, we need to be a channel in the divine plan. Once you do that, then all these powers are used, of course, but they're used for everybody's good and in an unselfish manner. So, in other words, we are walking on the journey of mukti or liberation. So it's for those deserving souls. So if you follow this sincerely, and I'm making each sutra, there is a separate video, and all of these are in different chapters also in the playlist. So if you want to revisit those after you're completing it, or if you're doubtful about anything, it's basically, in other words, this is whole mystic secrets of this book are being shared with you, one sutra at a time, to the best of our knowledge, and with the grace of our Pujniya Gurudev Swami Jyotirmayanand Ji Maharaj, who with his mercy has written us and given this beautiful book. So those of you who want to read deeper and go deeper, they can order this from yrf.org, Yoga Research Foundation.org, and it's called the Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. This is the book that we are covering, and then you can see right there below, translated and commentary by my Guruji. He's my divine master, and everything that I know is a dust particle of his knowledge. But so which is what he has asked me to do, is to share this knowledge with one and all. So we are doing it in a humble, small way, without any big fanfare or anything. It's just a way to share our knowledge and guide people one soul at a time. That is what our Guru's message is, which we are humbly trying to share with each of you. So if you like it, it will be very helpful if you share these videos with other interested people, so they can also benefit and make a difference in their lives, and understand the deep significance of yoga. See, yoga is such a small word, and people use yoga in all kinds of things. Mostly people think it's just exercises. So by now, you are probably realizing how deep a science it truly is. So with this, we will end Sutra 39, and we will be covering Sutra number 40 tomorrow. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.